The penultimate episode of Heated Rivalry Season 1 had a little bit of Kip and Scott, a bunch of Shane and Ilya, and a lot of me crying for most of the episode. So let's discuss episode 5. There were so many major revelations in this episode, and things kicked off with a conversation between Shane and Rose. All the boys are prepping for an all-star game in Tampa Bay, while Shane and Rose are seemingly still going strong in their relationship. One night, Shane and Rose have an intimate dinner at a restaurant, and the two have an honest chat. Rose basically very gently asks Shane if he likes guys because the way their relationship has been going, she knows they don't fit, and he'd rather be kissing boys. The Pookie that Shane is so sweetly and shyly confirmed that he does indeed like boys with the simplest head gestures when Rose asks if he has ever been with a guy, does he like that better, and has he ever told anyone that while he's having flashbacks of his time with Ilya. I wanted to reach in that screen and hug Shane so bad. And I appreciated Rose for noticing that about him, his sexuality, I mean, and allowing him to open up as much as he wanted to in that moment. Kudos to her. By the end of the dinner, they break up and agree to remain close friends. Meanwhile, Ilya and his girlfriend bestie Svetlana have a brief convo about the upcoming All-Star game, and Svet talks about how she's excited to see him and Shane play together. Svetlana definitely knows something is up with Ilya and Shane and subtly hints at it all the time. But like Rose and Shane, I'm glad Ilya has someone he trusts in his life he can be vulnerable with because Ilya needs a hug too. His personal life is rather depressing. We finally reached this much talked about All-Star game, and before playing together on the ice, Shane and Ilya have a moment at a bar. Ilya is fishing for information about Rose. I believe this is the first time they've seen each other since the all the things she said club moment. He's trying to get the tea if this is a serious thing with her, and because Shane is so oblivious, he's not clocking it, but he tells Ilya they weren't compatible. Their chemistry transcends on the ice as they're playing on the same team in the All-Star game, and it was nice to see them happy and joyful in that moment. Later, they have a quick beach conversation where Ilya asks about Rose again. My boy was really trying to make sure she was out of the picture. They end up in Ilya's hotel room where they have a much needed conversation about what the hell have they been doing all these years and what are they? Shane tells the most unserious person, aka Ilya, that he's gay and that things are different now, and he knows he feels it too, and that the last time they were together, it felt like something, and if they could be something, would Ilya want that? Ilya says that can't happen because he'll never be able to go back home to Russia again. And then he opens up about his mom being dead, his dad having dementia, and starts crying. And the way I cried too, seeing Ilya be vulnerable with Shane and allowing that hard shell he has around himself to break down must have been such a relief for him, even if it was just brief. Shane holds Ilya while he cried, and my heart exploded. You know, Ilya needed that comfort so bad, and that this relationship is deeper than sex. I just love these boys, Your Honor. But the next thing we know, tragedy strikes when Ilya's dad dies. Shane checks in with him while he's back in Moscow and they FaceTime. Now, am I bugging or have they ever FaceTimed or talked on the phone? It was always via text or in person. Ilya wants to act like they aren't serious so bad, but then he does little things like this. Like, sir, this is your boyfriend. After the funeral, Ilya and his loser brother Alexei have an explosive argument because Alexei is bombarding him with concerns about what is he supposed to do now. Svetlana intervenes and Ilya basically cuts him off, leaving him with an apartment and a trust for his niece. And good for him. His brother was a leech. And thank God for Svetlana because between her and Shane, that's all Ilya needs, to be honest. Then, in another tearjerker moment, Ilya calls Shane while out on a walk. Shane can hear he's stressed and can't properly say what he wants and needs to say in English, so Shane tells Ilya to say whatever is on his mind in Russian, and he'll just listen. Sometimes people do need a good venting session. They don't need feedback, they just need to get things out. And that Ilya does in a beautiful monologue about how he never wants to come back to Russia again because he hates it there. No matter what he does for his family is not enough, and he feels empty with no one around him who cares. And that's a sad reality for some celebs, when they reach a level of fame and fortune, family treat them like a bank and want more and more and more with no regards for them as a person anymore. And they're just a meal ticket. Ilya continues to vent and says he knows he has Svetlana and he loves her, but not like he loves Shane. Shane is all he wants and he doesn't know what to do about it. When I tell you, Connor's story nailed the emotion and depth of this monologue. I mean that shit. Ilya as a character has really had the biggest growth over this season, and it's amazing to watch. Episode 5 was really packed with goodies, and two more big moments happened before the credits rolled. During a playoff game between Boston and Montreal, Shane gets badly injured, which ends his season. Ilya goes to visit him in the hospital, where Shane asks him to come to his cottage for the summer. Usually, Shane only has a few weeks off in between seasons, and he wants to spend it with Ilya. Ilya says he knows they can't do that, but then he tells him maybe. Now, finally, Kip and Scott enter the chat. Scott Hunter and his team have won the Stanley Cup. It's the first time in 28 years that the team has earned that title. And during the celebration, all the players' families come out on the ice while Scott is skating around all alone. You know, success is truly nothing if you don't have anyone to spend it with. He spots Kip in the crowd, invites him on the ice, and they have a very public kiss, allowing Scott to come out to the world. But I was a little confused on how Scott and Kip got to this point, because last time we saw them, Kip was crying with his dad about the status of his relationship with Scott, and Scott was later watching Kip's B-Day celebration from outside a bar window. So how did they get back on good terms? I don't know, but I need the full story. Anyway, Shane and Ilya are watching the game separately, of course, and are gagged by what they are seeing. Ilya jumped up so fast to call Shane and tells him he's coming to the cottage. He was like, F that, I'm getting my man too. And I know that's right. It was the perfect end to the perfect episode, and it didn't even have any sex scenes, and I didn't even notice. Yes, the sex is good. It's great, actually, but it's more than that with these characters and this story, and the rating of this episode proves that. And now we're headed to the cottage. I don't know what's going to go down there, but my bags are packed and I'm waiting at the door. The season 1 finale of Heated Rivalry airs Friday, and I'm not ready to say goodbye, but I do want to know, what are you hoping to see in the finale? Let me know in the comments.